Hello, everybody. My name is Zertuku, and welcome back to another book on Zap Entertainment. This book, I know that my best friend Will has read this book already, but technically this was meant for my sister Akari. So since she's here, I decided that she would read this one too. So let us begin.
Hello, everybody. My name is Akari, and let's read The Infinite World of Battle Quest, Book 1. It's time to wake up, Mr. Lazy, said a female voice that sounded like a little girl's voice in the darkness. With the sound of waking up moans that sounded like a little boy's voice, a blurry image comes into frame. When the little boy wakes up, he sees before him a little girl with purple skin and pointed ears with short blue hair. Okay, that sounds adorable. Midnight. Why are you waking me up so early in the morning? Asked the little boy with red hair, and he is wearing white clothes. I thought it would be nice to sit together as we watch the sunrise. Maybe even hold hands together as we watch the romantic scene, explained Midnight. How many times do I have to say that I am not interested? Responded the little boy. Oh, okay. Midnight responded as she flies to the left with a sad face. Aww.
Take that. I have cuteness overload.
Well, I'm not getting back to sleep, so go on and enjoy the sunrise,
So I might as well go on and enjoy the sunrise. That is wrong.
said the boy as he starts to stand up. At the same time, a pink sun rises over a forest large enough to be called a valley. With trees and rocks and a volcano in the very far distance, it reveals the light of the sun. As the sun continues to rise, it reveals a medieval town surrounded by a 65-foot tall wall surrounding the square premises. As the sun continues to rise, the boy stretches his arms and legs out with his angel like wings expanding, with his stretch in the sun reflecting off his halo over his head. Or, so we got an angel and maybe a fairy?
Maybe.
Long ago, 5 rangers explored the mysterious world that everybody knows as Armahara, and their knowledge that they learned is now common knowledge to the
You actually
world.
said it right. Awesome.
However, after their disappearance, there has been no one brave enough to explore the dangerous and mysterious world of Armahara. So many people ask the question, who will be the next brave explorer to fill the shoes of the 5 rangers of legend? After the boy watches the sunset, he climbs down off the roof of the building and decides to walk around the town of Camelot to stretch his legs. Camelot is a medieval town constructed by 2 different races, the humans and the elves. At one time, the elves used to have their own town, but over excessive wars against the Dark Elves, their home was destroyed. The humans, led by Gavin Pendragon, had to help the elves defeat their enemies, and as a result, the humans and elves built Camelot as a symbol of peace between the 2 races. Over the years, Camelot has become a place of freedom for all species and peace. Although Camelot is a friendly town and remains peaceful, evil does lurk throughout the world of Armahara. As the boy walks through the town, people stare at him for a while and he can hear whispers. Look, it's an angel, said one of the citizens. We should pray to him for well wishes, said a female citizen with her daughter. As the boy walks through the village, everybody seems to pray and worship him. The boy eventually stops and clenches his fist. Only a couple of years ago, Merlin, the advisor to the throne of Camelot, came across a group of people that refer to themselves as heroes of light. They don't know who they are or where they come from. Due to their lack of knowledge of their own civilization, Merlin had asked the king of Camelot to let these heroes of light stay in Camelot as civilians. However, the mortals of Camelot and almost every town seems to worship these people as angels of God. Despite their lack of knowledge of who they are and what they prefer to be called, nobody calls them by their names. They just call them angels. Oh. My name is Roy, you stupid people, the boy whispered to himself. All of Roy's life, people only referred to him as an angel and never called him by his real name. Despite all the good things that people have done for him and the others liked him, Roy has always resented the people of Camelot. He does not wish to take charity for what he is. Roy has so many questions about himself and where he comes from. Roy has no family or any real home that he knows of. Roy normally just sleeps in the alleyways of Camelot or on top of people's roofs without their permission. Despite the fact that many people will invite him and his kind in their homes free of charge. However, Roy refuses most of their kindness because somehow he feels it's wrong. The people of Camelot believe that the heroes of light are actually angels sent here by God to defend their homes and provide a way to speak to God as the angels being the messengers. However, none of this is true as far as they know. The heroes of light don't know why they're here or how they came here in the first place. All they know is that Merlin has given them a town to live in, and that is all.
Basically, they're refugees.
Let's slay that demon! It's going up the tree! Stop it! Shouted a bunch of kids to Roy's left. Roy looks and sees three children chasing what looks to be some sort of an animal towards the tree. However, one of the kids throws a rock and hits the small creature in the head. Whack! Blood sprays out of the creature's skull as it falls to the ground, landing hard on its belly. Thud! Roy runs as fast as he can and gets to where the children are and quickly shouts with confusion, Hey! What are you guys doing? All three of the kids turn to see Roy. Oh, we just trying to stop this demon from stealing any more apples from my father's shop. How about since you're an angel, you help us kill this demon? Said the lead kid who has red spiky hair. Demon? There are no demons in this town as far as I know. Let me see this demon, asked Roy. Without question, the three kids stepped out of the way to let Roy see the creature that they were chasing. As the kids moved aside, a small green serpent was coiling backwards to strike. The snake seems to be attached to a slightly larger creature with brown fur and porcupine quills around its neck. The actual head of the creature turns to look at Roy with puppy dog eyes and purple blood dripping down its head from getting hit in the head with a rock. The creature's eyes were pure purple colored, and it had small little goat horns on its head with bunny rabbit ears. If this creature is a demon, I think it's too small and helpless to defend itself from three boys, explained Roy. Are you sure about that, Angel? This creature has been causing a lot of problems. It's been stealing people's food left and right, explained the lead boy. My name is not Angel. My name is Roy,
But the creature is hungry.
Roy responded. Yeah, whatever. And my name is Gary Bassett. Not that it matters, said the lead boy. Why are you preventing us from killing this demon? Are you with this demon? Asked the boy to the left. Well, I never seen this creature before, but I just think it's a little harsh for you to be bullying this little animal, Roy responded. Yeah, like that makes any sense. You know what I think? That you're not really an angel at all. You're just trying to trick us from not killing this demon for stealing. And for that reason, we're going to take you down, said Gary as him and the three boys get ready to gang up on Roy. Stop! Shouted a female voice behind the three boys. All three boys turned around to see Midnight, the dark fairy, behind them. It's our dark fairy, said one of the boys. So the angel is evil. However, that's not going to stop us, shouted Gary with confidence. Charge at me if you dare, but I know magic, so you boys better back down, shouted Midnight as she takes a strange stance. At that moment, Roy was a bit confused because he didn't know that Midnight knew magic. Something did not feel right to him thinking about it. If you know magic, why don't you attack us first, then? Asked Gary with confidence. Midnight began to sweat due to the intense situation. Although technically Midnight was bluffing, but she spent a lot of time in the library and learned a lot about magic spells. However, she never cast a single spell in her entire life. She was uncertain that the spell that she was going to cast was going to work. Look at her! She's sweating bullets, said one of the boys with a confident smile. Ha! I think she's bluffing, said the other boy. Then let's get her, said Gary with confidence as all three kids charged at midnight with a threatening pace. Okay then. Here goes nothing, Midnight whispers to herself. She concentrates as much energy as she can gather from her aura into her hand to cast the spell. As the kids are charging at her, they can see a green flame manifest in her hand into a ball of fire. The kids immediately stop about 4 feet away with from her nervousness that she may not been bluffing. Feeling that she has no choice but to cast a spell at that moment, she releases the attack. Poison bolt! Shouted Midnight as she fires the attack. The attack recoils and explodes in her hand, knocking her backwards and covering most of the area with smoke of debris. What the? As Gary tries to cover his mouth from breathing in debris. Was that supposed to happen? Said one of the kids as the smoke quickly clears. The three kids see Midnight on the ground looking like she's in severe pain with some sort of green magic consuming her arm. I'm guessing that dumb bitch didn't know what she was doing, said one of the boys. The only explanation is that she was bluffing, but she only knew a little bit about magic and did not know how to use it. Not that it matters anyway. Magic is only for wimps, said Gary, staring down Midnight with no sympathy. Oh boy, this is lovely.
What's so lovely?
I'm having a hard time reading the screen because it's so dark.
Oh, well, you know the reason for that. Don't like
Yeah,
bright lights.
I know.
Bright light, turn off
My
the sun.
God, what's happening here? Said another female voice. Everyone except for Midnight looked to the right to see who said that. You see a young teenage girl wearing a nun's outfit with blonde hair and a golden staff with a cross on the top of it. The teenage girl runs up to the dark fairy on the ground. Oh my, what happened here? Asked the girl with concern in her voice. The evil dark fairy was protecting a demon, so we defeated her, said Gary with confidence. The teenager girl stands up and looks at Roy and the creature that's on the ground with blood coming out of its head. For the moments, the teenage girl looked at the three boys with anger. You three boys ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Bullying in Camelot is not allowed, by any means, shouted the teenage girl. Oh yeah, and what are you gonna do about it? Complain to God about our actions? After all, we were just trying to kill a demon, said Gary with sarcasm in his voice. It doesn't matter what you're doing here in the first place, but if you don't get out of here, I'll make you leave, said the teenage girl. Like you can do any better at defeating us than that useless fairy, said Gary. Are you sure about that? Said the teenage girl with absolute seriousness in her voice as she raises her hand looking like she's about to cast her own spell. Not this again, whispers one of the boys to the left. You think she's bluffing? Asked the other boy to the right. It doesn't matter. After all, judging by her clothes, she's a priestess. I believe it's against the rules to hurt and other people. Is it not right, Priestess? As Gary with confidence as he gives her a sinister smile. You boys know nothing about the church here in Camelot. There are two churches here in Camelot. One of the churches is for the elves, which worships the god of fire, and the church I come from worships a certain land known as Valhaven. And it's that church is the reason why many of the heroes of light here in Camelot are worshipped as messengers of God. With that information, you should know is that my God does not punish his servants for defending other people's lives, even if it means killing the bullies who have done harm to others, explained the preachers. That's nonsense. If that was true, then why would anybody call Camelot a holy place if their God is so vengeful? Asked Gary. Goes to show you know nothing. I'm not going to bother to try to teach you anything since you're too stupid to understand, said the priestess. Nice. Stupid? How dare you, you bitch! Shouted Gary as him and his friends charged at her with absolute anger. As the kids were charging at the priestess, all of a sudden a bright pink light appeared as a ball of energy in the priestess' hand, and she aimed at the ground between her and the boys. Angel bolt! Shouted the priestess as she releases the attack, and it hits the ground, causing an explosion that knocks all three of the boys on their backs about 3 feet away. As the three boys are trying to recover and trying to get up, the smoke clears, feeling the priestess is still standing there, staring at them with a very serious look. Unlike this poor dark fairy that you attacked, I am the daughter of Father Edward Moore, explained the priestess. You mean Father Moore? Asked Gary. Wait a minute, isn't he one of the priests who helps the Knights of Camelot? Asked the little boy. That's right, and my name is April Moore. And you should remember it, because if you don't leave here, then the consequences would be your unfortunate death, said the priestess, with a very cold, serious look in her eyes. Yeah, she's not kidding. Look at her eyes. Let's get out of here, shouted one of the boys as he immediately gets up and runs as fast as he can. Damn it! You haven't seen the last of us, shouted Gary as he and his other friends run away. After all three of the bullies run away, Roy runs up to April. Thank you for helping us, said Roy with politeness. Oh, no, it was nothing at all, said April with a cute and adorable voice. Anyways, we need to get this poor dark fairy and that creature over there to the church immediately for their injuries, said April. I'll help carry Midnight to the church. You'll get that poor animal, won't you? Asked Roy. Sure, April responded as she puts away her staff on her back so she can pick up the smaller animal. After that, both Roy and April carried the injured to the church. 5 minutes later, Roy and April brought the injured to the church, and there they met Father Moore, who is a 7 foot tall man, who is bald and is wearing a priest's uniform. Father Moore helped Roy get Midnight onto a bed where Father Moore begins healing her with magic. While Father Moore is healing Midnight, April puts the creature onto a table, then puts a band-aid on the creature's head. Aww.
No.
Though I'm pretty sure it probably needed some stitches, most likely. There you go. But tomorrow it will be all gone, said April with a cute and adorable smile. At first the creature looked at April with confusion, but then the creature responded. Phew,
No, you almost did it right too, and that was adorable.
said the creature with a cute and adorable smile with its bunny rabbit ears perked up. At the same time, Father Moore was healing Midnight, and he managed to make most of the poison go away. This one was definitely in critical condition. It's a good thing you brought her here. Not only that, her failed attempt to cast a spell poisoned her, but it also used up half of her magic pool. But I was able to break her fever, but she will have to stay here for at least 5 days, explained Father Moore. Thank you very much, Moore, for helping. By the way, magic pool? Asked Roy with confusion, as an immediate response by Father Moore walked over to a table and picked up a cup. You see this cup? Asked Father Moore. Yeah, said Roy with confusion. I want you to imagine this cup is full of water. The cup
Yawns.
the cup represents the amount of magic an individual can hold in their bodies, and the water represents the magic itself. When you use magic, some of that water will disappear into the cup. It's very important to know this because magic is life force energy, and if you exceed the limit of your magic pool, you could cause serious damage to your body or even die as a result. And this is why magic is something that should be learned and not taken lightly by any means, explained Father Moore. While other way, I am grateful, said Roy with respect. After that, Father Moore smiled, then Roy turned around and walked up to the creature in April. Well, I guess you're safe now, so I'll be leaving, said Roy to the creature. However, before Roy could turn around and walk out of the church, the little cute, adorable creature jumps into Roy's chest, and as a result, he falls down to the ground. The creature begins to lick Roy's face. Hey, stop it! said Roy, enjoying himself. Aww, it looks like you made a new friend, said April with a smile. Is that so? Asked Roy as he picked up the creature off his chest, holding the small creature in his hands. Foo! said the creature, smiling at Roy. Well, if you want to be my friend, I should give you a name. How about I call you Whiskers? Said Roy with happiness. At first, the creature just looked at Roy with confusion, with his small head tilted to the left, with his bunny ears perked up. Then the creature responded, "Foo!" responded the creature with happiness.
I
Aww,
I'm gonna
that is an
die of cuteness
adorable
overload.
name, said April with a cute and adorable smile. After that, Roy stands back up with Whiskers in his arms. Anyways, I'm going to leave for now. Thank you again for all your help, said Roy as he leaves and puts Whiskers on his head as a cute and adorable brown furry hat. Aw, that is so cute. Now I just wish Riku was here so I could give him love. It was nothing. Please come back sometime, shouted April as she waves her hand goodbye as Roy leaves the church. Later on that day, during twilight hour, Roy and Whiskers are sitting on top of the roof of one of the buildings in Camelot. As Roy looks at the massive wall that surrounds the town, he cannot help but feel envious.
What are you doing, Akari?
Grabbing my drink.
Drink break? Okay.
Yes, I is thirsty.
Tis a very thirsty kitty.
I is not a cat.
Puts cat ears on your head.
Mm-mm.
You were a cat and always will be. I think I'm making my sister angry.
I is not a cat.
Tis a very angry kitty.
I will chuck this water at you.
But I'll be wet again.
No one needs to know about your wetness problems.
Not that way, obviously. And I know you're giving me shit, but I don't want your shit.
That time it wasn't even that way there, Sudoku. You took it that way that time.
But That doesn't make any sense. You know what? Just go back to the book.
I'll explain later if I remember. Anywho,
Yeah, we both have memories of a goldfish, so good luck with that.
you know, Whiskers, I really want to go beyond the wall one day to figure out where I came from, and not only that, I want to see the world and explore and learn things that I do not know. Like the fact I don't know where us heroes of light came from. However, I wish there was a way to get permission to leave the walls whenever we wished. But there is no such thing. Not even the guards are able to leave the premises too far. To tell the truth, Whiskers, I feel trapped. I can't figure out what anybody could find what anybody could find this livable. Just because you're living peaceful lives doesn't mean you're actually living. I feel somewhere in my heart that we have to take risk and explore and learn in order to understand where we all stand. Said Roy with not only confidence in his heart, there is a fire burning deep down in his soul, screaming throughout the entire universe for a wish that he knows cannot be true, or he believes. So as Roy was telling Whiskers all this, and Whiskers was looking at Roy with confusion, not understanding a word he's saying, all of a sudden the sound of trumpets echoed throughout the valley. Huh? An announcement from the kingdom? "Let's go, Whiskers!" shouted Roy as he jumps off the roof and lands on a box beneath and runs towards the castle. "Foo!" said Whiskers as he follows Roy to the gathering place in front of the castle. As Roy and Whiskers arrive at the gathering place, there are already a dozen people looking up at the balcony near the top of the castle. In front of the castle is a barrier of a wooden fence, and behind it is a 20-foot drop into water to keep intruders from entering the castle without permission. As everybody waits with anticipation, they hear footsteps coming from within the balcony, and out of the shadows arrives a frail-looking old man wearing a lavender-colored robe with a pointed hat with the same color.
Yes, there, Akari.
I keep yawning.
Oh, that time I didn't hear you yawn, so forgive me. Keep in mind I can't see your face.
It's okay. I don't know why I keep yawning. It's a little annoying.
Yawnies, yawnies, yawnies.
Mm-hmm.
Very annoying yawnies. Alright, back to the book.
Look, it's the great wizard Merlin, said some of the random citizens in the gathering place. After that, all the people began whispering to each other, wondering what's going on, because normally the trumpets only go off if there is an important announcement from the King of Camelot. Fellow citizens of Camelot, with the permission from the king, I am
Hold on a
going.
second. I'm sorry to interrupt your reading, but isn't there like a cough or something?
Yes.
Huh, okay. Never mind. I thought you would go and something like that.
Mm. I am going to establish a group of guild members to explore and learn and follow in the footsteps of the 5 rangers from 400 years ago. Anyone of age or of any species can join the guild members
I
and
thought it was
follow.
like any age.
Yes, I know. Follow in the footsteps of the greatest philosophers of all time, shouted the great wizard Merlin. As Roy was listening, he couldn't help but begin to cry as if he felt his wishes were granted, and he began to tremble with excitement and tears and happiness. And on that day, it almost seemed like the gates of heaven wanted to open through the bright twilight hour, because a new age was born. And no one knows what the future holds, but a new adventure has just begun over the horizon. To be continued.
What'd you think of this one?
I liked it.
I hope you all enjoyed that. And actually, I am planning on getting to work on the other books to this. And I actually, before I end the video, I would like to mention that Battle Quest was supposed to be an role playing thing, not in a video game, but it was supposed to be like a role playing thing on Discord, and it was supposed to be kind of similar to Dungeons and Dragons. But the problem is, no one gave a shit about my project, so it kind of fell out. So, if you guys, but however, if you want me to go back to work on that particular project, leave it down in the comments below, and I'll think about it. But yeah, I will get back to working on the books because the books are completely separate from the board game idea I had in mind for what I was talking about. Well, anyways, please like and subscribe, and this is Zurduku signing out.